Every year in the beginning of the year I have an event we call TechForum, and it's a place where I invite some journalists to come in and share with them the kind of things that we've been thinking about that are important evolutions in the technology and how we apply it. We decided that we should try to share this a little bit more broadly with a bigger audience, and to also make it regular enough that things that evolve in the course of the year can also be incorporated. Big data is a term that's evolved over the last few years, and I think colloquially now means the information that is aggregated at a very, very high scale, whether it's by businesses or web service companies or retailers. We now have the ability to store huge amounts of information. In the past, that would have been too expensive, and so the general idea was to just keep what you needed and discard the rest. People are now realizing that there's a lot of value in that data, and you need to find a way to mine it. We're now building computer systems that are so large that they can not only ingest and deal with the big data itself, but they can process it in an intense enough way that the machine can actually learn things, find patterns that humans are just not able to do. And with that, we now have the ability to start to discover more nuggets within these big data sets than we've ever had in the past. And then from that, we can now start to develop new ways to create value. We can develop models from those discoveries that perhaps would have been difficult for people to do. And from that, make predictions that turn out to be really useful. Well, for Microsoft, the quest for machine learning has been a long one. Our research people have worked in this field for well more than a decade. We've been using it internally as a tool to help make our own products better. In the quest for example, language understanding, we use machine learning to understand language patterns or to understand translations from one language to a next. Bing, the Microsoft search engine, is another great example of where machine learning has played a crucial role in our ability to make that product and advance its capabilities. The first step in that was to make it into a decision engine to help people make decisions more quickly, figuring out by analysis of your friends which ones are more likely to be able to answer your question. By looking at all the historical interactions that Bing has had with web pages, which parts might be the most relevant for the task that you're trying to do, and then producing some domain-specific guidance in those areas. So I think machine learning is going to be the key to not only discovery from big data, but a key tool in making the computer more of a helper and less of a tool that you have to drive yourself. I often get asked, what are some of the biggest trends that are happening in computing now? And this year, when people asked me that question, I told them that the most important technology that most people didn't know or understand anything about was machine learning. The real value in big data is going to come from the ability to apply these gargantuan computing facilities to the analytics of that data. And that's what machine learning is about. And so indeed, I think that is one of the technologies that will prove to be very important in the years ahead, and one that people are just beginning to understand.